Lately I've been feeling things change. We've been working hard, no sleep, get it every day. And I swear that we ain't stopping till we pay. Yeah, the pressure on, gotta make it work, triple play, yeah.
This is Triple Play Fantasy Basketball, Week 11. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. This is about the halfway point of your fantasy basketball season, so it is definitely brewing up. You're trying to see where you fit in the standings, if you can get into the playoffs, or you're holding on to a bye week, like some people in said league.
Gosh.
I'm in first place. Oh, shout out my middle school basketball team. We are in first place in Baltimore County right now, going undefeated. So we'll see how that brews out. But I definitely have a good team this year, and it's boding out well. I'm Coach
New Year's
James
resolution. Are your New Year's resolutions to not slurp yourself off as much, or not slurp LeBron as much?
Nah. On the other end, as you hear his annoying voice, Doc Eric Mendelson. What's up, buddy?
Not much. You, like you said, halfway point. If you have that 3-month trial from FanDuel for NBA League Pass, that's likely dwindling down. So enjoy these last free weeks of some games you got.
Yeah. This is a free pub, but you can buy season pass for $50, I think, on Amazon Prime for the rest of the year. So I think that's a decent deal for sure.
Yeah, it could help you win your league.
As the see, and that's what we're here to do. We base our roster percentages off of Yahoo because ESPN is whack. We typically talk about players that aren't heavily rostered. So, the 60 and under, typically 50 and under players, people that are hot, people that are benefiting of injuries. Games watched this week, 20 teams have 4 games. So the teams at 3 kind of feels like they have 2 this week since everyone else is playing 4 that are the Hawks, the Celtics, the Hornets, Bulls, Lakers, Heat, Thunder, 76ers, Spurs, and Wizards. You'll get one less game for your Wembanyama owners or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Maybe LeBron's missing out, but they could use some rest right now.
Proud Trae Young owners.
Trae Young, yeah. Trae Young is a fantasy stud. He should always go, early.
Yeah, I feel like he's first round talent.
Yeah. I mean, he usually doesn't get drafted there. I guess
should though.
This year, yeah. He's always killing it. So
he's a walking double.
Yeah, you can win leagues with him. We're talking about White Donte today. He is starting right now. We'll see how long that lasts with OG and Anunoby coming in. So last night he had 38 points. He had 7 threes. He was on a heater, 4 steals. We've seen him do this from time to time. I know he did it with Golden State last year, but when he gets hot, he gets rolling, and you benefit with the steals, with the threes. We'll see if he gets a bigger role now that Emmanuel Quickley, as well as RJ Barrett, goes to Toronto. RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes both went to Mount Vert, so they have like a little rekindling. And the Villanova Knicks get to showcase their guys a little bit more, and they bring in OG and Anunoby. What say you on the trade? And then you can talk about Donte DiVincenzo's fantasy value.
Well, Donte DiVincenzo, I mean, we talked about him last year with the Warriors. He was starting at a certain point. I do think it helps. And obviously the 38 points you're not going to expect. But RJ Barrett and Quickley being gone, Emmanuel Quickley was averaging 15 this year. RJ Barrett was averaging 18. So I know they're getting Anunoby back, but I think they brought him back to be more of a defender and to fit in with Brunson and Julius Randle. So I think Donte and even if you just look at from the pure numbers, they gave 2 and got back 1. So I think there is going to be more of a clear playing path.
I think Precious Achiuwa was a part of the deal as well.
Yeah, he was, but I mean, he's in the front court.
No, I know, but I was just wanted to mention that he's had fantasy value here and there, and with Mitchell Robinson out, you never know, he might get a bump there. You don't really know where Tibbs stands with Hartenstein he'll play a lot of minutes one game and then not too much the next, depending on the matchups, I think. So there is something to be aware of there.
We also know Tibbs loves defense. Donte DiVincenzo, 7 steals in the last 2 games, 1.1 for the season. The assist numbers are way down.
And OG Anunoby is one of the better perimeter defenders in the NBA. He just seems like a Tibbs guy. I like the trade. Honestly, they didn't even give up any draft capital. They gave up a second-round pick, and they definitely get an upgrade there. I like RJ Barrett getting a new opportunity.
Goes back to Canada.
Goes back to he's Canada's own, and that team doesn't have much shooting at all. And we'll see if Emmanuel quickly gets a bump. They do have Dennis Schroeder, but he'll have an opportunity to probably play some more. I thought he should have been playing more for New York. Based on just the eye test, he just looks like a great player. So we'll see how that works. That might be a win-win for both teams, but definitely the move for the Knicks, who's trying to be a threat here in the East during conference. Caris LeVert, he's back, and Donovan Mitchell's been out with an illness for some time. It feels like it's been a while. And then we all know the Garland situation. So there is opportunity. There is usage there on the season, 15, 3, and 4. He'll kill you in field goal percentage, but the shooting guard, small forward eligible, only rostered in 47% of leagues. He's a chills pickup drop guy. Like I've had him a couple times in my 12-team league. But he's there right now, and he just had a game where he had 29 points, 7 dimes, and hit 6 threes.
Yeah, I mean Mitchell did come back last game against the Bucks. He had 34 points, and we saw LeVert stats dip. He only had 6 points. I mean, James, you are really correct, which I don't like saying, but he's going to kill you from the field. 3 of 14 last game. He did shoot 9 of 19 the game before that, but then the game before that, 3 of 9, 6 of 15, 5 of 13, 6 of 15. It's not good. And not giving you many defensive stats. I mean, he's giving you rebounds and assists just from the fact that he's playing close to 30 minutes a night. But
more of a points league guy.
The irony, too, that Caris LeVert seems to get hurt every year, and everybody on the Cavs is hurt but him.
Yeah. Well, he had one of the nastiest injuries that I've ever seen. With the whole Brooklyn situation. Speaking of injuries, Gordon Hayward, he's out right now. Cody Martin is 2% rostered, but he's playing some bigger minutes right now. And last week he averaged 8 points, 2 steals. So he might be a steals stream candidate if you're looking for somebody to pick up that stat. Who the best steals court? You are the steals court guy.
Okay.
Tari Eason.
Oh, Tari Eason, yeah.
Oh my God,
we've been waiting for him to get in the steals court.
Scary Tari, he just gets steals left and right, and Andre Drummond gets rebounds at the highest rate, one of the highest rates in NBA history. He had a game where he had 25 boards. Vooch is out. Nikola Vucevic is out, so Andre Drummond is playing starters minutes, and when he plays starters minutes, he is a must grab because he grabs the boards. Andre Drummond is 59% roster, so you won't find him in most competitive leagues right now, but he definitely gets a minch since we missed last week's show, and he gets steals too. He's always got steals high in his career.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to say about Cody Martin, he's played in at least 20 minutes in the 3 games that Gordon Hayward has been hurt. So just from an opportunity standpoint, and we are going to talk about another Charlotte Hornet as well. But he had this last year. Gordon Hayward seems to miss time each year. Cody Martin is the fantasy handcuff. And for Andre Drummond, coach, you know how Vucevic got hurt?
No.
He fell to the ground after being dunked on by Max Strus, and he has a strained left groin and is out for an undetermined period of time. You got hurt because you fell after getting dunked on. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not a story he's going to tell his grandchildren.
But the highlight's going to be there. But, the crazy thing about Andre Drummond, just from the rebounds perspective themselves, 25, 16, 23 his last 3 games.
Right.
That's absolutely crazy. That's averaging 21.3 a game.
Yeah, I'm playing him.
He can win you that category.
He's winning rebounds for his. I'm down by 3 rebounds.
Why did it take a Vucevic injury to make him start? He's only 30 years old. He's the oldest 30-year-old I can remember.
I mean, he still gets put on the island on today's basketball. He can't shoot, so I don't know. Like
That's true.
we've seen it. He's just not winning basketball, but he's that stuffing right now. And maybe you can send him in the trade deadline or something like that. Somebody
Best
that also
rebounder of all
played.
time.
Yeah, in some people's opinion. Another guy that's center eligible is Nick Richards. He's been benefiting from Mark Williams' injury, and he's a solid double-double guy, 10-10 and a block and a half. That's worthy to be owned, and he doesn't miss shots, he doesn't take any threes or make any threes, but he'll get you those three categories in a lot.
My favorite thing about Josh Lloyd is he's been trolling the Hornets PR account because they've listed Mark Williams doubtful for 10 games. So we don't know what's going on with his back. That's something that can linger. I mean, Coach, I've been beating the Nick Richards drum all year, the little Nicky Richards. And I just keep seeing that roster percentage go up. But yes, double threat, 71.4% on the season from the field, playing over 30 minutes a night, giving you some blocks, some steals. Just don't stream him for assists or threes. But other than that, he's helping out in every category.
Yeah, and he's a streamable player until Mark Williams comes back. So when Mark Williams comes back, you can dump him. But for this foreseeable future, he's giving you similar type Mark Williams stats.
Who's to say they rush him back?
Yeah, we know that team isn't doing so hot this year, especially LaMelo Ball out. You managed to see them in person, and you have fine reviews on their stadium.
They don't let you carry the cap of a water bottle because too many people threw it on the court. So like this part of the water bottle here, when you buy it, they throw it away, which is so stupid.
Anyway,
negative reviews about Spectrum Center.
Interesting. Trayce Jackson-Davis, in my draft, mock drafts and everything, I always had him as a first round talent. I love what he can do on the court. He runs to the rim well. He defends at a high level. His stats in college was crazy. His stocks, he was always a 3 or 4 stocks guy, 20 and 10. Like, he's getting a little bit of opportunity right now in Golden State. And this rookie is poised. Son of Dale Davis, Trayce Jackson-Davis. I love his fantasy potential if he can get the bump. It's been hit or miss in some of these game contests in the last 2 weeks. But when he does play and plays over 20 minutes, he's a must grab. 29% roster in Yahoo.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know how long Draymond Green is going to be out. So I think that's definitely something where now he's contending with less time. It's really Kevon Looney and Saric that he's playing with minutes. And Coach, I've said we know what Looney is at this point. I think there's more upside with TJD, but 25 minutes or more in 3 out of the last 5 games, 2 out of those 5 games, double-doubles. He can have a little bit of block upside. I mean, he's 6'9", so that's not huge. But when the Warriors go small, that he could play the 4 or 5 as he is power forward center eligible. I mean, they're still flirting around 500. Like, they're messing with lineup, seeing what works and what doesn't.
Oh yeah, the body language there in Golden State is real off. Clay and Steph are just down. I'm sure you've seen them on the bench in the games. It's not a good look, and they are not
Steph's
playing good
been
basketball.
Cold too. Steph was the only thing keeping them afloat for the longest, but now he's shooting 25% over from 3 over like his last 7 games or something.
So it appears that Draymond is coming back sometime soon, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported that suspension may last 11 to 13 games. It's just an awkward number, and why hasn't the NBA just officially said how long he's out? It's just an odd situation, but looking at the game log, he's sat out about 11, that many games. So I'm sure he's on the brink of coming back.
Yeah, but something's going to happen with Draymond again, where he's going to get suspended.
I mean, wouldn't be surprised.
Wait. When he comes back, who gets suspended next, him or Ja Morant? Because they both do this. They both do the same things, but stupid things. Or it's different, but it's stupid in the same sense.
Ja's on a tear. I don't know. I wouldn't close the book on him. He's still very, very young. Draymond, we've seen it his whole career. It's going to happen again. Let's talk about sticks, though. This is a power forward center show, apparently, and none of them shoot threes except this guy. Former University of Maryland stud and Baltimore's finest. Jalen Smith right now is starting in 17% of leagues. Understand that he has some boom bust potential when it comes to fantasy. He can score, he can get some boards, he can get some blocks, and hit some threes. And we saw that against Chicago and Houston with his 15-7, 12-8. What you like about sticks, and do you use a roster spot if, let's say, the other three guys that we just talked about weren't available?
All right. Well, I like that he went to University of Maryland. I like that he's power forward center.
You're about
eligible.
to start. You're about to talk some shit.
Yeah, I like the fact that he looks like a substitute college professor. That's about it. I look at a lot of the stats from last season. I mean, he's getting less and less minutes. It went from 24.7 to 18.8 to 16.2. He's played 25 minutes or more once this season, and that was the 28th at the Bulls. I mean, he gives you a little bit of scoring upside and does get you some rebounds. I mean, 0.5 blocks. He's shooting well from the field, but they just don't give him an opportunity. It's the same thing with Isaiah Jackson. Indiana has these rotating big men that flash some upside, but they never have an extended period to show off. And are you going to pick up Jalen Smith for when he puts up 9 points and 4 rebounds like he did against the Knicks?
Yeah, it's clear that he's just not a really good NBA basketball player. Phoenix gave him up for nothing. And although like the stats will tell you different when he does play, because he does get stats, but he also cannot defend.
He's
switching.
awkward.
Yeah. When a team spends a lottery pick and gives you up for nothing, that's kind of an indicator that the writing's on the wall. Now, Paul Reed has benefited a little bit from Joel Embiid being out. He's been worth a stream in the last week or so, but I think Embiid is coming back very soon. So this was a minch because he had a good week, but don't pick him up. I mean, if you streamed him yesterday, I understand. I might have done the same thing myself and then cut him today. Anything on Paul Reed, shall we?
I mean, he's somebody I would keep an eye on because even if Embiid comes back, that's the franchise right there. I wouldn't be surprised if he sits, second of back-to-backs, or if they play 4 games in a week, maybe he misses 1 or 2. I mean, he was getting close to 30 minutes a night with Embiid gone, double-double upside, great defensively. Coach, I mean, we look at that, and he's averaging 2 stocks over the last week with Embiid gone. He has potential to hit threes. So, a lot of it is in fantasy basketball, as we talk about, is being active. Is Paul Reed somebody that you thought you were going to roster before the season starts? No. But if you get him a week where he has 2 games starting, he can give you reasonable stats. I mean, look at that, 2.7 assists per game. Like, he's giving you value in at least a little bit in every category.
Yeah, I did stream him because he did play back. He back-to-back the past 2 days, and yesterday had 4 steals, 7 boards, 3 assists. Yeah, he's solid with the assist number. So, 2 games of him is worth like 1 game of somebody else with, additional stock value. So, yeah it was a decent pickup.
I mean, look, Nick Richards averaging 1.5 assists. Drummond 0.3. Like we're saying, it's a big man show. Look at the numbers they put up passing. And Paul Reed, slightly more.
Yeah. Moving on to Peyton Watson, a young stud for the Denver Nuggets. Shooting guard, small forward eligible. He is a rangy defender. I really like how he gets after it. And right now with Aaron Gordon out, he's playing a little bit of minutes. That should help bolster their continuity with the younger players going forward to the playoffs. They've lost some veterans on the bench. I think that's the only question mark they may have going into the playoffs as they try to repeat as champions. And right now, Peyton Watson's getting some opportunity and showing that he can ball a little bit.
3 stocks last game versus the Thunder. They haven't said how long Aaron Gordon is going to be out. Obviously a scary situation when he needs to get 21 stitches to his face and hand. But Peyton Watson has been a direct beneficiary. Coach, 32 minutes last game.
What kind of dog was it?
The Thunder. Ooh, that's a good question.
What's the breed?
My guess is a Rottweiler.
You're the injury guy, so like I thought you would know this. You told me the Vucevic story that he got hurt getting boomed on by Max Spruce.
All right, I'm gonna look it up right now. Oh, it is a Rottweiler.
Wow, Roddy, man,
Yeah,
I love Roddy.
is Aaron Gordon the most unlucky guy ever? Loses twice in the dunk contest in ones he should have won, and then gets 21 stitches by his dog.
I don't know. We have to look at his dating history too, because I don't know. He's probably got some stories there as well. Derrick Jones Jr. For the Dallas Mavericks is getting some usage there, and he's putting up some pretty good numbers. 15 points, 5 boards, hitting a couple threes, and getting you 1-1 on the defensive end. That's that's fantasy relevant stats right there. And 21%, you can find him in basically every weekend. He's worth the stream right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been scoring the ball. Coach, it's funny. I feel like he has the least amount of assists of anyone we've talked about today. And even watching some Mavericks games, he does not pass the ball. He does not pass the ball at all.
That's funny.
But Kyrie's missed 12 games with a heel contusion. They haven't given an update on when he's back. I mean, he's averaging over 25 minutes a night, playing consistently, 30 plus. So, I mean, really, like he's their second, third scoring option right now. Luka being 1, Tim Hardaway Jr. 2, Derrick Jones Jr. 3.
Yeah, and what a tear Luka Doncic is on. That Christmas performance was one for the ages. 50 points, 15 dimes, and like KD and D-Book were on the court, and they looked like they didn't belong in comparison to whatever Luka was doing. It was just a spectacle, and every time he's on TV, it's a must-watch situation. Shout out Luka Doncic, who's playing better than he ever has in his career, and he's already at 10,000 points.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
Wild.
Third highest points per game in NBA history, behind the likes of Wilt and Jordan. Rui Hachimura right now in the last week, 17 points, 4 boards. He's not my favorite fantasy guy, to be quite honest with you. He's more of a points league. Production does not get you categories, and we've seen him just go up and down with his play. But the Lakers need him to play well, and in the last week he's been doing pretty chill.
Coach, I feel like the theme of this show was front court guys who don't pass the ball. Nobody that we've talked about today, maybe outside Cody Martin, is going to give you any sort of boost in assist numbers. All these guys we're talking about are ball hogs.
And random injuries.
Yeah, random injuries and ball hogs is the theme of today's show.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach, I know you don't say much positive things about Rui Hachimura. You were happy when the Wizards traded him last year.
Yeah. He played some good minutes in the playoffs. And yeah, he's not my favorite player, to be honest. I thought the contract was decent. And because of how he played in the playoffs, like he earned it. But there's a level of inconsistency with him that I see, and I don't trust him. I don't trust him. If I get in a fight and he's on my team, he's not stepping in there.
You want to talk about inconsistent? He shot 9 threes on Christmas, and he's taken 2 threes in 2 games since. Just that it. I mean, we watched him as a Wizards fan, just very inconsistent. The effort wanes, and
no one knows why he missed training camp last year. Just wasn't there for the team, for the Wizards. That's still like, I mean, maybe a 30 for 30 will come out about it, but he was MIA. No one knew where he was.
Also, for somebody that's 6'8", he should be averaging more than 3.7 rebounds a game. I know Anthony Davis is on the team and vacuums a lot of them, but rebounding is a big effort thing. And him and Obi Toppin being 6'8" and averaging less than 4 rebounds is insane.
Yeah,
I gotta throw in my Obi Toppin slander.
No, I get you. I get you. And shout out to the big man that go and go grab those. It's a valuable thing. Rebounding is essential to the game of basketball, and it is an effort thing. As we see guards like Josh Hart average like 8.
Alex Caruso
goes and gets it. But yeah, that's all we have for you this week. We hope success with your fantasy teams from here on out, and we'll be here next week. For Doc, I'm Coach. Until next time, we appreciate you. Give us a like, a subscribe, and we definitely appreciate the love.
Comment.
Yeah, comment. We comment back.
Tell James to take the LeBron jersey off in the background. Cut his hair as a New Year's resolution of 2023.
Shout out Kenny Anderson. That's my man.
Keep
Mr.
Kenny Anderson
Chips
on there.
All right. I keep Mr. Chips. We got to get another interview in, by the way. We're in a drought when it comes to interviews. We got to get somebody in here.
That'll be our resolution for 2024.
Yeah, man.
Get people, get athletes people actually want to see on the show instead of these two talking heads.
Yeah. Smush Parker. All right. Anyways, for Doc, see you next week.
Lately I've been feeling things change. We've been working hard, no sleep, get it every day. And I swear that we ain't stopping till we pay. Yeah, the pressure on, gotta make it work, triple play.